Okay, so hi, welcome all to class. Welcome to Learning English. Hi online. We have Anna, Franco, Yanithwan, and Valeria. So I hope you guys are all well and looking to continue with our class. So what have we been doing? As you know, we've been looking at using the future tense will to speak about something that we want to tell someone about the future. So plans or anything that we want to do, we say will verb. So we put a subject, then we say will verb. If we want to make it a negative, so it means that we will not do an action, all you do is just add the word not. So that was the big part of the grammar that we've done so far. And then, if you remember, we looked at how do we use the word the, which is the definite article. So you got to make sure you know when to use it and when not to use it. So we have all those rules that we looked at in my notes. And if you remember, then we started to write our own writing about places, whether it was an ocean or a river. We started to talk and write about places, doing that as well. So today we're going to be looking at using how as a question. So for example, like how long, how much, how many, how far, how old. So question words with the word how in it. And we're also going to be looking at an important event. So event means like something that is happening. So we had Earth Day, which we're going to look at, which is where people come together and they want to make a change. They want to do something to change the world. So Earth Day. So we're going to talk about that day, as well as you are going to write and present your own important event. So as you know, what's an event that we have today? Does anyone know what today is? It's an event. Yes, it's Valentine's Day, the day for the lovers. So that's an event, Valentine's Day. It comes every year, and it's where lovers, will enjoy the day together, celebrating their love. So that's another example of an event. So that's what today's class is about. So let's get into it. As I said, first, we're going to start with using the question word how. So I have some notes. And again, hi, everyone online. Okay, so here are my notes. So we want to ask a question. And we know that when we looked at the future tense, we know that if we want to ask someone a question about something in the future, we start with the verb will. And then we put the subject and then the action. So will you work tomorrow? Will you go to the party on the weekend? But now we've got a question word that starts with how. So we've got questions you can say like, how do you find? How do you find living in Australia? That means like, do you like it? Do you think it's good? Is it a great place? How do you go? How do you go to work? So this verb, you can change it. How do you study? How do you do something? You can say how old. So obviously old is asking about age. How old is your grandfather? How old is your brother? You can say long. Now long must mean that it's about time. So for example, how long is your class? How long have you been in Australia? So I want a number in my answer. How long is your trip to work? So far is about distance. So how far is your home from the college? How far do you live from the beach? How far do you run every time? So we're talking about distance. How to. So you'll know this one because a lot of people will Google how to stuff, right? How to make candles, how to make a cake, how to whatever. So anytime you want to know how to do something, you want instructions, you can say how to. And you can ask someone, oh, how do you draw so good? How many? So how many means I want a number in my answer. So for example, how many hours did you sleep last night? How many people are in your family? How many books have you read? How many movies have you watched? Or how many series do you watch? How many countries have you visited? Okay, so that's how many questions. And how much usually is about price. So how much was your phone? How much was your car? How much was your ticket to Brazil? So it's about money. When you say how much, the answer is about money. Okay, so that's just, yeah, some ways to ask questions with how. Okay, so in our textbook, we're up to here. So some people left early, so make sure you've done 148, but we were up to here now. So the article, remember we read about the article which was looking for a new Earth? That means, is it possible that we humans can live somewhere else on another planet? And that article gave us a lot of information about what we need. Remember, water, rock, air. And yes, so in the article that we read last lesson, how do we find a new Earth? Is the question asking about age, period of time, the distance, the way to do something, the number, or is it asking about price or quantity? Quantity means like how much. So how do you find a new Earth? What is that asking? Pardon? Number D, the way to do something? Yeah. Because remember the how to? It's like, how do you find? So it's the way to do something. So that's what the article was, that's what it was asking. How do we do something? How do we find a new place where humans can live similar to the one that we are in now? Okay, let's match these questions with the words with A to F. So from here. So how for age, how many years, what? It's, you have to ask a completed question. How many years have you studied English? How many years have you lived in Australia? Yeah, so that's how we can ask how with age, with time, sorry, with period of time. How old are you is a question with age. Yeah, how old? How far? How long, how many, how much, and how old. We did that all before. So that's what I started the class with, all of these questions. Do you guys want to try any other questions with, I'll make sure that you can all make one new question, starting with, sorry, what's your name? Yes. Angela, yes. So can you give me a question with how? So you could say, how do you find, how old, how long, how far, how to, how many, or how much? Are on the table? Yeah, exactly. So how many books are on your table? Yeah. Or how many books do you own? Or how many books do you have? Yeah, good. Okay. Dickerson, you can pick any how question. So you have to make up a question.
How many I pay for the use?
How many?
How many I pay for the use?
iPad?
No,
Yeah. How many?
pay.
So you're asking yourself a question? Because the subject is I, so are you talking to yourself and asking yourself a question? The shoes. How? So I heard Brian say how much, which is the better way. Because when we talk about money, remember how much? So how much did, because we want to maybe, it's a past action that's already happened. So how much did, not I, because you're asking someone else. So how much did you pay for your shoes?
What he asking for the seller, for example.
Yes.
For
Okay. So how much are these shoes? Yes. So you're going to buy some shoes. So you're going to ask, how much are these shoes? Or how much for these shoes? Okay, so good. So you're asking a seller how much the shoes cost. What's the price? So remember, we use how much when we talk about money. Pho. How long? How long? So what do you want to know? How long is usually about time. So how long is your class? How long? What do you want to know? What question you want to ask? No, I'll give you a minute to think. So make sure everybody has a question in your mind because I'm going to ask everyone. Let's go with Yaneth too.
How long the class take?
Yeah, how long does the class go for, we say. So how long does the class go for? That means how long is the class? Good, that's how we say it. Another way to say it. So how long does the class go for? Brian. Is the shop? Zoo? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we're asking about distance. So how far is the zoo? Maybe from this point, yeah. So I could say, oh, well, the zoo is only 10 minutes away. So good, we want to know distance about a place. How far is the zoo from the city? Because you need to know from which point. So I would say from the city, because I need to know from which location to which location to tell you the time. So how far is the zoo from the city? Good. Victor. Yeah, a similar question.
How far is your house from?
Yeah. Yeah, from the college. Yeah, exactly. So how far is your house from the college? Good. Let's go to online. Anna, do you have a question with how?
How long's arrive the bus?
Yes, how long until the bus
Okay.
arrives? Good question. How long until the bus arrives? So how long do I need to wait for? Good. You could say, well, the bus will come, because it's a future action. The bus will come in 20 minutes. Someone can give you an answer. So good.
Okay.
How long until the bus arrives? If you're at a restaurant, how long until the food arrives? Yeah? Okay, Franco, question with how.
How many cats do you have?
Perfect. How many? So many is always about number. So how many cats do you have? Perfect question. And again, we can change this noun. How many sisters do you have? How many books do you have? How many phones do you have? Whatever. Yaneth 1.
How long are you feel today?
How long?
How are you feel today?
Yes, how?
How are you feeling today?
Yes. So this one is a little bit different from our examples because we want to say how much, how many, how to, how far, how long, how old. But we could do this one. That's fine. So how are you feeling today? Good. That's asking about someone. Are they okay? Are they feeling well? You could respond, I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. Yeah. How are you feeling today? And Valeria. No? Okay. And one last one from, sorry, I forgot. George. Yes, sorry, George. Yes. How
long? How long? We say, how long we say,
is what?
how long is stay, is be, or is stay.
I can't understand the last word. Yes. Yep. So remember, how long is about time. Like, how long do you need to get ready? How long is your class? How long is something? It's about time. How far is Sydney? Yeah, how far is Sydney from Adelaide? Yep, so we always need to know from which point. From where to where. So how far is Sydney from Adelaide? Maybe by plane. Yeah. How far is Sydney from Adelaide by plane? Good. So how far is about distance. So the answer could be Sydney is 1 hour and 40 minutes or 1 hour and 40 minutes by plane or whatever. I'm not sure how far exactly. Good. Okay, so that was how questions. So you can see you can ask so many questions. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a writing. I know it says speaking in your book, so don't worry about the instructions in the book. I already have the post up here. You're going to do a writing. And the writing, I already have the post here. Think of a place you'd like to visit. Okay, so a place doesn't just mean a city. It could be a place in a city. For example, maybe you want to visit the museum, or you want to visit the winery, or you want to visit the zoo. So it doesn't have to be just a city. It could be somewhere, like a place where you go to do something, go to see something. So think of a place you'd like to visit. Upload it. I will fix your English, and then we will read it out together. Okay, so think of a place you would like to visit. If you want, it can be a city. It could be that you always wanted to go to Paris. So say why as well, not just say, I would like to visit this place, but give us reasons why. Okay, so only pick one place. Don't talk about many, just one place, and give us the reason why do you want to go to this place. Okay, so we'll come back soon and read. Make sure you write about 6-7 sentences. The more you write, the more I can help you with your English. So if you only write a short sentence, then I can only help you for a short sentence. So try and add your feelings as well. Why do you want to go to this place? Why is it special? Why? Maybe who do you want to go with as well? And where is this place and why? Okay, we'll come back soon. Okay, so I'm gonna start looking at some writings and help you with the grammar. So we had the question, think of a place you'd like to visit. Okay, I'll start with Yaneth. So Yaneth says, I want to visit Dubai because of its stunning modern architecture, vibrant culture, luxurious lifestyle, and the opportunity to experience a unique blend of tradition and innovation. Perfect. So no mistakes with that one. And there's an image of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Good. So thank you for sharing that. Victor, did you finish? Because it looks pretty short. That's it? Okay. So Victor says, I'd like to visit Machu Picchu in Peru because it's a wonderful place. It's an old city built many years ago and could be a different and great experience. Yeah, I might just put for me. Yeah. And could be a different, I might change it a little. I'd like to visit Machu Picchu in Peru. Instead of because, we can say as. So it just makes it, they're both the same, because and as, but it just makes it a bit sharper. I tend to like as it's a wonderful place. It's an old city built many years ago and could be a great and could be a different and great experience. Yeah. And then for me, just to make it more about you and why you want to go there. Okay, good. Thank you for sharing that. Dickerson. Wow, what an image. So Dickerson says, I would like to visit. I would like. So you got will and then would like. You cannot put them together because they're two different actions. So will is more like when you're certain. Next year, I will go to Tasmania. But would like is what we use when we imagine, an action that we haven't yet done, but, I would like to do that. So I would like to visit Tasmania for many reasons. One of them is to see Auroras australis, which is this. Okay, interesting. Auroras australis. And also, so I might put, and also to have the possibility of seeing Australian snowcaps. Interesting. The fauna must be different. We want to not use must. Because when you say must, it's like you're very, I'm sure it must be We don't really want to use that just yet because we haven't learned it in our grammar. So the fauna is different. I like remote and different places, and Tasmania seems to be a place like that. Good. So the fauna is different there. Maybe full stop, because that's one complete sentence. The fauna is different there compared to Australia. I mean, sorry, Tasmania is in Australia. I mean, compared to maybe South Australia, to where you are now. That's what you're trying to say. Or you could say compared to my country. So it's different, but you need to show me to what? To South Australia or to your home. So I said the fauna is different there compared to South Australia. So, because you said a fact, but then we want to say, why do you want to go there? So I'd like, so the fauna is different there compared to South Australia. So I'd like, I'm just going to take off remote. So I'd like to see different places, and Tasmania seems to be a place like that. Also, I like the cold. Interesting. So I don't. So I won't go to Tasmania. But if you like the cold, yes, Tasmania seems to be very cold. So good. I'll just read that again. I would like to visit Tasmania for many reasons. I just might put a full stop because that's really a completed sentence. One of them is to see Auroras Australis. If you want as pictured above, just to show the person reading that it is that image above, as pictured above, and also to have the possibility of seeing Australian snow caps. The fauna is different there compared to South Australia, so I'd like to see that. And Tasmania, actually, so Tasmania seems to be a place like that. So Tasmania seems to be a place like that. Yeah. And I like the cold. Good. Good reasons for you to see Tasmania. Good. George says Japan. And there's an emoji, but I cannot see what the emoji is. I'm not sure what that emoji is. The what? The emoji? Location, like a point. Yes. Okay, I would like to meet. Now, we only use this verb meet when we meet people. Sorry, I think I'm not sharing my screen. 1 second. Oh, no. Yep, it's shared. So we only use the verb meet. I would like to meet, the president. I would like to meet wherever, whatever. So someone. I would like to meet you at the park, whatever. So we don't say meet for a place. We say, I would like to see, or you could say, I'd like to go, see, visit. So you must pick those kind of actions. So I would like to visit Japan. No comma. It's a continued sentence for their culture. And now we don't say his. His is about a male. So we say its, because its is a non-living object or place or whatever. So I would like to visit Japan for their culture and its beautiful places. Full stop. Besides that, it's a new experience. It's a new experience with their food or their gastronomy. Full stop. It seems to me a good idea no comma, to go on a trip to Japan. So make sure we capitalize countries. So I would like to visit Japan for their culture and, so it should be for its culture and beautiful places. Besides that, it's a new experience. Besides that, I might say I would like a new experience with trying Japan's gastronomy, so their food. It's a bit formal. I might just put food. Besides that, I would like a new experience with trying Japanese food. Might make it a little bit, again, I'm making the English more casual and more like conversational. It seems to me a good idea to go on a trip to Japan. So good. Perfect. And there's your image. Wow. Okay, good. Yaneth. Nice image. Yaneth number 2. So Yaneth says, I like to visit beaches and tropical places with animals. So make sure no commas. It's a completed sentence with animals, full stop. It gives me peace and tranquility to go there, see a sunset, walk on the sand, and see animals, which makes me very happy. So we needed which to connect what you said before to a continued feeling. So I'd like to visit beaches and tropical places with animals. It gives me peace and tranquility to go there. I would say it makes me feel. It makes me feel. It makes me feel. It makes me feel peace and tranquility to go there, see a sunset, walk on the sand, and see animals, which makes me very happy. So the reason I'm a bit stuck with this last sentence is because you already said your feelings. It makes me feel peace and tranquility. So I might just connect happiness. It makes me feel peace, comma, happiness, and tranquility to go there, see a sunset, walk on the sand, and see animals. So I just took out the last sentence and just added it above because I want to add all the feelings together. You said, I feel peace, I feel happiness, I feel tranquility when I think about going there. Okay, good. Thank you for sharing that. We also have, so online, I hope everyone's also commenting. Anna says, I would like to visit Switzerland to see its stunning landscapes, go hiking and skiing. Now, you cannot put a full stop and start a sentence with also, because you remember we start our sentences with a subject. So I, you, he, she, it, they, we, or you could say what the object is. So you have to repeat, I would like to visit Switzerland to see its stunning landscapes, go hiking and skiing. I also want, or you could repeat again, I would also like, I also want to eat the well-known cheese fondue. That sounds great. I like cheese a lot, so I might remember that for Switzerland. So I also want to eat the well-known cheese fondue and the variety of breads and cakes. Nice, that Switzerland do. Okay, perfect. That sounds like my kind of trip as well. see beautiful landscapes, do hiking, skiing, and then food and desserts. So very nice. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Fo says, nice image. I'm thinking about, very good English. So another way of saying I would like is to say I'm thinking about, because that's like a plan, you know, for the future. I'm thinking about a tourist destination in Vietnam. Full stop. So there's no comma there. This is, so I'm thinking about a tourist destination in Vietnam. I might say called Da Nang City, which has many beautiful bridges, such as the Han River Bridge, Dragon Bridge, Thuan Bridge, and so the last one you must put and the Love Bridge. Interesting. I didn't know that in Vietnam. Okay, so I'll just read it again. I am thinking about a tourist destination in Vietnam called Da Nang City, which, so we use this word to connect one part of a sentence to another part, which has many beautiful bridges, such as the Han River and this one. And then the last one, so whenever you give like comma, 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 the last one must say and the name of it. Good, thank you. Okay, so it looks like Angeli. I would like to visit Thailand. No comma before because. I would like to visit Thailand because it has many beautiful and paradisical beaches. I like that. Beaches that look like paradise, that give you that feeling like you're in paradise. I might put a full stop, start a sentence here. I would also like to know its culture and food. Good. We don't really say no when we talk about a place. We know people. So I'd also say, so I might say I would also like to experience. Experience is a good word when we're talking about places or activities that we want to do. So I'd also like to experience its culture and food. Good. Thank you for sharing. I think that would be everyone. Brian. Norway. Beautiful. This one is on my list too. So you said will like. We don't say will like, we say would like. There's no I will like. No, we always say I would like or I want to. Or I'm thinking about, as Fo said, or if you want to make it more short, one day I will visit Norway. But just in this way, I think it's I would like. So I would like to visit Norway. Again, we don't put comma before because ever. So I would like to visit Norway because it has many beautiful landscapes, comma. Now, when you put a comma, it means you're saying it has many beautiful landscapes, people, food, comma, 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 and something. But you didn't. You then started a whole new sentence by saying it's a peaceful place. So you cannot put a comma there. So I'm going to put a full stop. I would like to visit Norway because it has many beautiful landscapes. It's a peaceful place. So when we haven't been somewhere, a good thing to say is it seems like, because maybe you've seen it on TV or you've read about it in books. So you don't know for sure, but you're like, it seems like a peaceful place. So I might give you that one. It seems like a peaceful place. It has good local food. It seems like a peaceful place with, I might connect that sentence, with good local food that I want to test. We don't test food, we eat food. In Spanish, do you say to test food?
Probar.
Ah, no, we don't in English. We say that I want to try, that I want to eat, that I want to, yeah, I think to try, that I want to try. Especially seafood. Yes. So it seems like a peaceful place with good local food that I want to try, especially the seafood. It has a museum. Now you said a, and then you've got a plural.
Oh, yeah.
So which one?
A museum, plural.
Plural?
Yeah.
Okay. So it has many museums. Yes, it has many museums on maybe with the Viking or showing. It has many museums showing the Viking culture. We capitalize it because it's a name of the people at that time. So it's like saying the Mayan people, you know. So make sure you put a capital because it's the name of a tribe of people. So it has many museums. So we're making sure that we're connecting our noun if it's singular or plural. So many museums showing the Viking culture. Again, very strange to put a comma like that. That's not how we use a comma. You can put a full stop. This is something. This is something that interests me. This is me. the the English spelling of me. Yes. Now I used to do the same. I remember in Spanish, the I and the E for me. Yes, I did the same one time. So this is something that interests me. That's a good phrase. So anytime you're talking about something, you could say, oh, this has always interests me. You know, I like this. This is something that's always been interesting for me, that's always interested me. So this is something that interests me, or you can put it, this is something that has always interested me. I might give you that one. I think this one sounds better. That has always, do you think it's always interested you?
No, too much.
Yeah, true. Okay, maybe I'll take off the always. So this is something that has, this is something that interests me. And so I might try not to start a sentence with an. It is something that has always interested me. Just say yes. So again, I would also, yeah, because you can say I'd also want to see. I would also see the Northern Lights while there. Felt like a little bit of a short sentence. So I would also see the Northern Lights while there. So while you're there and seeing the beautiful landscapes and trying the food, you're saying at the same time, while I'm there, I'm going to see the Northern Lights. Good, Sebastian. Everybody has something really nice. Your places are very cool. I think to travel Neverlands. We don't really say, I think. We only say, I think. Remember before I will. I think I will travel to the Netherlands. So I can put that. I think I will travel to Netherlands. Or it's also called Holland. In English, it's got two names, so I might just put that there. So remember we use the verb I think. Holland, same country, name. So when you say I think, you're kind of making that will a little bit less sure, less certain. So if you're very, very sure, I would say I will travel to Netherlands. But if you're saying, you know, I think I will, maybe one day, possibly someday, then I would put I think. So I think I will travel to Netherlands. I like this country. Again, no comma before because. I like this country because it has power and because it has I might say an amazing agricultural production of other crops. Is that like indoor, inside? Maybe indoor? I'm not sure exactly. Indoor crops. Yeah, like fruit and vegetables. Okay, so I like this country because it has an amazing agricultural production of indoor crops. I would like to learn. I would, again, you've got to, the verb is I would like to verb. I would like to learn, I would like to see, I would like to visit, I would like to learn about, we don't say your, because that's when you're speaking to a person. I would also like to learn about technology while I'm there. Good. So interesting, because that's what you do for you like to do that for your job, agriculture. Yeah. Okay. So I'll read that again. Yeah. Agriculture. I think I will travel to Netherlands. I like this country because it has an amazing agricultural production of indoor crops. I would like to learn about technology while I'm there. I would, yeah, perfect. Yes, yeah, they speak very good English there, yeah. So you will need a high level of English when you're there. Okay, so I think I've checked has everybody uploaded? And I hope you had the opportunity to learn English from other people's writing. I'll just make sure I've checked everyone. Yes. Okay, good. So good writing. Now let's get back to our textbook. And as I said, we're talking about an event. An event means something that's happening, like Christmas Day, Easter Day, Valentine's Day, Earth Day, Save the World Day. There's so many types of events. So Earth Day is one of them. Okay, it's a day where people do something. So Earth Day, let's read about Earth Day and answer the questions. So I'll read first and then you can repeat after me. Okay, so the title is Earth Day. Yep, Earth Day. And there's a little caption, Friends at Earth Day in Washington, D.C. Thank you, Brian. April the 22nd is Earth Day. For one day, every year, people in different countries help the earth. For example, they clean parks, pick up rubbish, or plant trees. The first Earth Day was on April the 22nd. Yes, now it doesn't have the ND, but we must say it as April the 20, so it's got the 22nd. So I know it doesn't have those words, but that's how we read it. So even if it said April the 5th, it's like saying, when is your birthday? My birthday is on July the 5th. So again, the first Earth Day was on April the 22nd. 1970, in the USA, over 20 million people went to an Earth Day in their city. There were politicians, teachers, artists, and musicians. As one person said, we had fun, but we also wanted to help the earth and the environment. Okay, good. So we can see that's an image here. So what do people do on Earth Day? 4 sentences. Exactly. They clean up parks, pick up rubbish, and plant trees. That's what they do. That's the action that they're doing. When and where was the first Earth Day? April. Yes, April the 22nd, 1970. Yep. In the USA, in America. Why did people go there? So remember why. It's a reason. Why? Why? Because they, you can't say we, because that means you as well, because they wanted to help the earth and the environment. I wouldn't say because they had fun. They didn't go there to have fun. That's what they felt when they were there. But the main reason, why did they do this day? Because they wanted to help the earth and the environment. So wanted is a good way when you say why you did something. Like, why did you travel to Australia? Why did you pick Australia? Because I wanted to improve my English. Because I wanted to experience a different culture. Okay, so when you want to say why you did an action, you could say wanted, because I wanted to, meet new people. Okay, now we're going to listen to a presentation and answer some questions. So we have a few minutes to do that. Okay, so a presentation, remember, means when somebody is coming up and they're talking to people. So let's listen and choose the correct answers. Maybe there are 2 answers. So we've got 5 questions and pick if it's A or B. Maybe it's both. So let's listen. So it's a presentation. It's a student, university student talking to other students. Okay, let's listen and answer the questions.
Track 114, Unit 12D.
Good morning, and thank you for coming. My name's Davi, and I'm from Brazil. Today, I'd like to talk about an important day in my year called Earth Day. First of all, Earth Day began on April 22nd in 1970. Over 20 million people went to Earth Day in different cities across the USA. There were politicians, teachers, artists, and musicians. Since that day in 1970, Earth Day has become famous all over the world. Nowadays, more than 175 countries have an Earth Day. Lots of people do different things. Last year, people in China planted 600,000 new trees. In New Orleans, in the USA, they put 300,000 energy-efficient bulbs into houses. And finally, in my country, lots of people picked up rubbish in the cities and in the countryside. In conclusion, I really think Earth Day is important. Next year, I hope you will do something on Earth Day. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, let's answer some questions. So don't worry if you didn't get them, we'll do them together. So the first question is, Davi is from Brazil. So number A. So 1A, he's from Brazil. He talks about Earth Day in the past and present. Yeah, because past means he talks about the history, but he's also talking about the present. Now, what are they going to do about this day? People in China planted 600,000 trees. In Brazil, people pick up rubbish in in both the city and the countries. And Davi thinks Earth Day is important. Okay, so he thinks this is an important day. Okay, let's look at some expressions for when we give a presentation. So always when you come up and you want to speak to the people, your classmates, maybe it's somewhere else, you're speaking at a church or somewhere, you never know, where you need to speak to people, a lot of people on stage. So you can always come up and say, hi, good morning, everyone, or hi, welcome, everyone. So it's always nice to have a welcoming message. So hi, everyone, welcome today. Great to have you. Good to see you. Glad that you're all here. Welcome. So something like that. Then you always want to introduce yourself. So my name is Laila. Or if you're in a team, I'm Laila. This is Mario, and this is Maria. So we say, and this is, and this is. So you got to remember that. That's how we say it. So I'm Laila, and this is Maria, and this is Mario. Another way to say my name is you could say, you can call me Laila, or you could say, I'm Laila, and I will be your speaker today, something like that. So you're introducing yourself. You can also say where you're from. So I'm Laila, and I'm from this place or whatever. Maybe you could just say I'm Laila and I'm from Australia, guys, whatever. Then you want to talk about what's happening. So you want to give them a quick information about what you're going to do. So today I'm going to talk to you about an important event called Earth Day. Or you could say something like, today remember, if I'm in a team, we are going to give you some information about whatever. Or today we are going to show you whatever. Then you need to have, like, you're saying, okay, first of all, so you can say firstly, or first of all, or you could say to begin with. Okay, so first of all, or to begin with, that's another way how to say it. To begin with, and then give them maybe the history. It's always nice to maybe talk about the history first, and then to talk about what's happening now, and then talk about what do you want to happen for the future. So to begin with, I'm going to give you a quick some quick facts about the history of this topic, whatever it is. Then you can say, secondly, Maria is going to talk to you about something, and then Mario will talk to you about whatever. So you can introduce basically the whole idea of what are you going to be telling them, but don't give them details just yet. Then you start to give details. So today, currently, now, this is what's happening. And finally, is how you can say the last point. And finally, or as a last point, or you could say lastly, so that's another way. Lastly, or as a final thought to sum up, or lastly, and then in conclusion, that means like, you want to quickly give them a quick recap of what did you talk about. And then you need to end your, so just the same way that we welcomed everyone, we need to end it. So you could say again, so thank you everyone for listening. You could say thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, whatever. So you need to have like a final, letting everybody know that you've finished now talking. And then you must ask them, does anyone have any questions? Would anyone like to ask some questions? Okay, so this is an example. I'll read it. Lorena wrote this one a long time ago. So Lorena said, hi everyone, my name is Lorena and I'm going to talk about Colombia's Teachers' Day. This day was created as an important day to honor professors and teachers who are the mechanism of social development for all humankind. In Colombia, to this day, that means until now, Teachers' Day is over 100 years old. This year, it will be celebrated on May the 15th on a Monday. So thank you for listening. A little bit of a short presentation, but that's one of them. I'll give you another one. This is from Alan. So Alan says, hi everyone, my name is Alan and I'm going to talk about an electronic music festival in Brazil called Universo Paralelo. This festival goes for 7 days from December the 22nd to January the 3rd. People enjoy going here because it is a multicultural event with people from all over the world. This festival takes place on an island near Bahia. The most played music is electronic, but there are several other stages where DJs play hip hop, reggae, and popular Brazilian music. You can see DJs from all over the world. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions? So that's another presentation. Okay, so when you do a presentation, I forgot to mention as well, it's not a writing. So you need to keep the English simple, keep it fun. Say, does anyone know, has anyone heard of this event? Do you guys know which day it's celebrated on? Or if you're talking about Valentine's Day, does everybody have a Valentine's? Did everybody receive a Valentine's gift? So you can kind of make it fun, your presentation. You can make it like a casual conversation, like you're speaking to your friend. So don't make it like you're reading off the internet. It's not meant to be like fact. You know, you want to make it fun, make it like interesting information, not boring history information. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to get into groups and you're going to pick your own presentation event, your own event for your presentation. So it could be Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, maybe it's a special day in your country. So I know in, I think it was in Mexico, the Day of the Dead or something like that. They had, there was an interesting one I recently learned about. I think it was, yeah, Day of the Dead, Mexico. Is it this one? Yeah. I mean, that's an event. It's a holiday. So usually some of these events, maybe they're holidays. Okay, so that's an interesting example of one. So it could be one from your country or it could be one that you know from around the world. maybe pick a country. Pick a country and see what they have. The Holy Week. So that's an interesting event in Spain. It takes place during Easter. It's a religious celebration. So it's got to do with religion. Okay. So let's get into groups, and you guys are going to come up with a presentation and show the class. Okay. So I'll put you into groups and then we'll come back and perform them. Okay. So let's hear the presentation. So the first group to tell us about an event is Yana, Franco, and Sebastian. Now, Sebastian is not here, so maybe Franco, you can read his line. Okay, everyone, so let's listen.
Hi everyone, my name is Franco, and together with Sebastian and Janet, we are going to talk about the Viña del Mar Festival International Song Festival. This event happens every year in Chile, and is the most important music event in all of Latin America. It started in 1960. It has a variety of genres, including pop, rock, and Latin music. Janet?
Competitions. Thank you. So, Brian's team is telling us about Brian, Victor, and George. They have a festival which we actually see it in Australia. So maybe you'll get to see it. Take note. When is the date? If you are in Australia, you'll get to see this festival. Okay. So,
Hi everyone, my name is Brian, this is Lord, and this is Victor. Tonight we will be talking about St. Patrick's Day. This event happens every year on March 17th. The 17th in Ireland, but it's also celebrated here in Australia by the Irish Australian community. The religious celebration which honors the arrival of Christianity. People the green rooms, the rest of as covers or leopards called. For the street with many decorated homes, and almost everyone will be drinking a lot of beer.
yes,
In animals. The things are cool for this Friday for celebration for this for so the production
experience this Irish event which we celebrate in Australia. Okay, last team. Dickerson, Foe, and Anna. Is Anna online? Yes, ready to read? Okay, so this is interesting. Let's listen.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Okay, so go ahead. Okay. Okay.
Vamos. Okay, what is, we are Dickerson and
Anna.
Paul. We are going to talk. We are going to talk about the Hong Kings Festival, which is celebrated in Vietnam. Celebrated in Vietnam on March 10,
March the 10th
March the 10th, the lunar year. Of the lunar year. Or February 29 in the Western Wall. This event is one of the most important festivals in Vietnam because it commemorates the death of 18 kings of the Han dynasty. They are said to be descended from the mother of the nation, outlaw, and are considered the founders of the first Vietnamese empire, Van Lan. At this time,
Waiting to spread like a material that you forms. Maybe Anna, we got last one. So Anna, this is
Anna. No. Hello, Anna.
Hi, hello.
Yes.
Good day.
This day is a holiday, and in 2012 it was recognized by UNESCO as a cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you for listening.
Perfect. So okay. To make sure that you take turns speaking. So when you do a presentation, it's nice to have equal parts, not just one person speaking too much, because you're a teamwork. So you have to kind of, I say a little bit, the next person says a little bit, and the next person says a little bit. So just remember that as well. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay, no, it's okay, but very good. It's from Fo's country, so that's interesting. You shared that with us.
Yeah.
Okay, last team. Yes. We have yeah, Angeli, Eduardo, and Yana. Okay.
hello everyone. We are Angeli, Eduardo, and Dani. Today we will talk about the Rio de Janeiro, rival of Brazil, which is one of the largest and well-known festival in the world.
You as a told that it's even for you
Next presenter, the last person. So you should stop there and then head one. Yeah.
You will recognize to live in by cinema, but it's
Even crazy costume. Not big, like size, just like wow, it's yeah.
it is celebrated from February 9 to February 7 every year in January, along with the parade, people dance and play music in the street.
These are colorful and energetic event, and is the year of Brazilian part of Brazilian culture. Thank you for listening. Yes, okay. So I love that you said that. This is really the heart of the Brazilian culture. It means that if you know anything about Brazil, this is really very special for Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I added that last part. It's not just a big festival, it's so important for Brazil. It's the heart of the Brazilian culture. So yeah, perfect. Thank you. And that's a good
Presentation. So I hope you remember lots of notes about how to present. Keep it simple, keep the English simple. Most importantly, make sure everybody has a chance to speak in a presentation. And yeah, good presentation. So thank you for making those presentations. We'll continue the next lesson with designing a poster. So we're going to show people, if we need to tell them about an event, we're going to make a poster, which is a piece of paper, and we can put it up on the board or in the city or somewhere to tell people, this is what's happening. Come join us. This is the date. This is where it is. These are the details. Okay, so that's all next lesson. So see you tomorrow. And remember, homework is extra materials. So I hope you've been doing your homework. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Anna and Franco. See you next lesson.